Many salespeople complain that the customer or prospect just doesn't know what he or she wants. What can you recommend to avoid wasting time and effort?
The time and expense that you expend towards converting a prospect into a sale, if that sale doesn't come to fruition, you can never recoup that cost. So it's very important that if you're sitting down with someone, particularly if you're in someone's office or home, actually making a face-to-face presentation to that person, that you have clearly identified in your own mind and satisfied yourself that A, that is in fact a qualified buyer with a need that your product or service will address, and that B, you have a fairly good expectation that you will have a reasonable amount of time and space and attention to make your presentation. If those criteria are not met, you're far better off using other means, telephone, email, website, other electronic means, to fine-tune your search, to make sure that that person is there before you actually show up in their office or their home, or even for an extensive phone call.
Good salespeople will sometimes uncover needs the prospect was not even aware of him or herself. Is that intentional or just plain luck?
I think it's both. And it's a wonderful thing when it happens. These latent needs are frequently there in the life of an organization or an individual or a family. And it takes an insightful person to see that the need is there, and then a good communicator to show that the need is there. Very often when this happens, and it is a little bit of luck, but it really is more research, intuition, observation, creative thinking. These needs often come to the surface through a creative process that might begin with, in the best of all possible worlds, what would be happening here? And then you discover that, oh, maybe that can't happen, but something like that could happen. And as soon as you bring that forward, the prospect is likely to say, why didn't I think of that before? Now you've struck gold.
So if you could summarize, what is it that motivates buyers to buy?
The simplest answer is, of course, a need, a felt need, an identified need, not a latent need that I don't know anything about. That's perhaps a simplistic answer as well as being a simple one. Very often the motivation to actually say yes and to follow through with a purchasing decision has other subtle levels of emotion and desire and understanding along with it. For example, a real sense of compatibility, if not with the salesperson, him or herself, but with the worldview of the salesperson, what the salesperson is trying to promote. You know, is it efficiency? Is it cost effectiveness? Is it cost saving? Is it higher productivity, better competitive edge? That those ideas need to be meaningful to the purchaser in order for the purchaser to say yes. But at the heart of it, I guess you have to come back to the simple answer of having connected a need with a way to satisfy that need. Obviously, the more painful the need is, the more likely you are to gain the attention of the individual who has that need.